Jayk Heffner. I am a new aspiring artist. I just dropped my debut album called What Keeps Me Up at Night. It's kind of like goth pop, rap rock, really, really weird, but that's me. What I went to do right when the pandemic hit in March, I I had a couple weeks off because like everything was shut down, and so I went down to Nashville to record some instrumentals with my friend Tyler. He's like a producer down there, and so I recorded drums and I recorded keyboards down in Nashville. And the plan was to come back. You know, I came back after like 3 days of recording to come back and find a vocalist to be on this project. I really, wanted to do like a duo, maybe like a group, like a 3-person group or something. Just me on the beats, right? Keyboard, drums, and then like a vocalist or maybe 2 vocalists. And I asked a bunch of people throughout the spring and summer. I actually did jam with a lot of people too. Like some people we actually like linked up and we met and we went over some of the songs. But what ended up happening was like none of them really like saw my vision. After a while, probably after like 10 people, I just was like giving up. I was like, you know what? I think if I really want this project to happen, I'm gonna have to get used to my own voice and try and write to these songs myself and sing them myself. And that's exactly what I did. So I started writing to them, and I'll be like, oh, that sounds stupid, because I never really write lyrics before, but I was like, I got to try this. So I tried it out. The song Edge Queens, I probably rewrote that like 10 different times because like I didn't know how to write a song, but I was like, I got to figure this out. So I eventually did, and then I hit up Tyler again, and he came up to Rockford, and we recorded the vocals of me singing and rapping and shouting on a couple of the songs, and we put it out, and I couldn't be happier with how it sounds. The genre is it's hard to pinpoint. I would say overall for all 8 or 7 of the songs, I would say it's like dark pop, like in a way, even though some of them have more of like a rock feel, some of them have more like rap lyrics and stuff, but I would say overall like a gothic or a dark sort of pop or rock, something like that. The first song I wrote was No One Cares, and that one, I didn't know how to like write a song, and I was just like, well, no one's gonna care what I write about anyway. So that like became like the idea of the song, that if no one's gonna care what the lyrics are or what the song even is, I'm just gonna write a song called No One Cares. And that's pretty much what I did. It was just like, the lyrics of that song are just like, I'm putting it out, and I don't care what you think of me, and I don't care if you think differently of me for doing what I'm doing. Like, it's just no one cares. So that's that one. I mean, it's different than the roles I've taken in the past. When I was in punk bands, we were DIY back in the day and stuff, and it was different because obviously you have a whole band, and it's like all I had to do is go to the studio, get my drumming parts done, and then just wait for all that production stuff to just happen. And it was kind of out of my control. Like more this time, it was a lot different. Drumming the beats down in Nashville, I could do that in one take. That was simple to me because that's how I am. But singing, that was a different thing, man. We recorded vocals in my bedroom, and I remember the first song we recorded. After the first take, I was like, "Oh, dude, I sound awful. I don't know if I want to do this." So I'm glad I overcame that, doing a music video for that song, and that was that was pretty cringy. But I got over the cringe factor of doing a video. Like I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wear the swagger. I'm gonna be Fred Durst out there and just go crazy. But this is something that I got used to, and I'm happy that I did. It's really fun working like DIY though, and like on all your own music, and it's like you don't have to worry about like anybody else's input besides yours because you're, say all. I really enjoy the Rockford indie scene over here. you know, we have a pretty vibrant scene with a bunch of bands and like rappers in our scene, and it's really cool because like there's even one dude I'm friends with who's like making a Spotify playlist of like all Rockford artists, and it's really cool because like he switches out some people every week, and it's like really gaining some traction. So, but yeah, no, the scene up here is really cool. I like a lot of people in the scene. Next for me would be I'm already thinking on the next project. So the next project is going to be different. I don't want to go too much into it because I kind of want it to be a surprise. I have people coming over today to jam, and we're gonna already start laying down the next thing. So it'll be probably next year by summer or fall, but it's gonna be really cool. You know, I would say next for me would be try to get a bunch of shows, but obviously for this year, you know, I can't. I guess I'll try and just keep putting out content on the internet, grow my fan base somehow. Even though there's no shows, and then you just have to see what's coming up next. It's going to be pretty wild. If you want to check me out, my name is Jayk Heffner. I'm on all streaming platforms for music, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, anything. It's great to be in this interview and promote my music to you guys.